Welcome to the Secret Friends Unite. Oh no, not that. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm so disappointed. I'm like, I know what the intro is. I was waiting for it. I'm like, what is this? You changed it.
I got the hangover from doing the SFU yesterday. Okay, let me start again. Welcome to Co-op Mode, round 130. This is the official video game podcast of Secret Friends Unite. I am one of your hosts, Todd Oxtra from Udall, Sauvage, Minnesota, where snow is rare in the land of Minnesota. Joined by Mark the Canadian Carabin.
Hello. How you doing?
Nothing, Mark? No witty retort? What? No weather update? No.
Oh, it's cold. Oh, that's it. That's about it. Yeah, it's just it's cold. I'm happy to be inside and doing this instead of doing anything outside where it's cold out.
Love it. Joined by a man that is all about the short pants. That's Mr. Sean Capri from Carpool Gaming. Welcome back, Sean. It's only been 2 years.
I cannot believe it's been 2 years, and I've been saying in my head all day, I cannot wait for this intro. Welcome to Co-op. Like, I don't know if you realize, it's like a YouTube video. It's just like Mojo. What's up? Welcome to Mojo. This is Mojo. You guys know what I'm talking about at all? Nothing? Cool. Welcome to Co-op Mode is a great intro, and you should know that, Todd. Very good. And I think you might have caught Mark off guard here. I don't think he was expecting you to go to him first there.
Well, usually I give Mark a weird introduction, and this time I didn't. I just got to him. He's like, oh.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. My turn? Like some sort of something or other, and it was just like, here's me. Roger. Deer in the headlights. Where's the witty something or other?
Didn't even mention sea monsters this time.
Yeah. Only 130.
Mm-hmm.
Still expect the unexpected from Todd.
Exactly. Right. And to get it wrong a couple of times along the way. But we are here to talk video games this week. It's so fun to have Sean back. Sean is a good friend of our network. We've known each other for many, many eons in the world of podcasting. So this will be a fun time because Sean is our resident Xbox expert, a peruser of the eShop, and a buyer of games. So this should be fun as we get into this. So with that, before we get into it, Mark, we should thank our Patreons.
We definitely should. You can head over to patreon.com/secretfriendsunite and join the wonderful people that I'm about to list off with a 7-day free trial. And then if you really like what we're doing over there, you can join all of these wonderful people, including our Friends with Benefits tier, which is John Sadorf, the Phoenix Sisters cosplay, Brendan Myers, Asian Sith Mistress, and Matthew Keel, as well as our BFF tier of Sean, Stella, and Henry Nias, who I just got where did it go? Just got a great little Christmas card from them. A little bit late, but that I'm going to blame that on the post rather than not the Nias family, but I very much appreciate it. So, hey, Nias family, how you doing? And Missy Merchant on our BFF tier as well. Again, you can head over to Secret Friends Unite, not Secret Friends Unite, patreon.com/Secret Friends Unite, and check out all the exclusive stuff and early stuff and ad-free content over there. So a whole bunch of benefits for whatever tier you choose to sign up on.
Excellent. Yeah, get our episodes ad-free. It's another benefit. Enjoy while you can. So with that, I think this is one of my favorite parts of the show. It's. I think I can't remember how long we've been doing this for, Mark. I have to look back when we look at our next anniversary, how long we've been doing this one. But we do a little game called Buy, Rent, Return. It's like the good old days of Blockbuster. As a kid, sometimes you couldn't buy games, so you'd re-rent that game over and over again, hope you get the same one with your save file. Well, we're playing that game, and because time is going by quick. It's the 10th year of Secret Friends Unite, which is kind of crazy. And because of that, I thought 10-year anniversaries, 2014 games. And wow, it's a hell of a year, folks. It is an awesome year. I had to struggle because I'm like, wow, I don't even know what to pick here because there's so many strong occurrences. So the games I picked were Titanfall 1 on Xbox One, Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and Destiny with that really pretty white Destiny console.
That's one I had. I know people, you call me an Xbox guy, but that was my PS4. I was all in on the PS4 with that one, man. That's a gorgeous console. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah.
So pretty. So with that, gentlemen, it's interesting because these are all, PlayStation and some exclusive content within Destiny. Titanfall I think it's still only on Did that ever come to
Xbox
any other
One.
console, or is it still only on Xbox and PC?
Yeah, just
Titanfall
Xbox.
1,
I
I
don't
think
even know
was
if it
the
did
first
come to
Xbox.
Did it come to PC?
I don't know.
I don't even know if it did. Yeah, Titanfall 2 for sure. Then maybe this will come into the decision making here. But
right,
I like this.
okay.
I like this this little threesome you put together, Todd. Pretty
Well,
good at
very
putting
good.
together those threesomes, aren't you?
Well, I thought I wanted to make it a little difficult for everybody here because there's,
It
there's
was
some
out
touch
on
points
PC.
here.
Oh, it was
Okay.
okay. That
Okay,
shows what
makes
I know.
sense. Okay, well, perfect. So we'll start with our guest.
Eventually, wait, is it saying it eventually got a PlayStation drop?
Did it?
Really?
That would make
Maybe
sense,
that's
because
like
it couldn't have sold more than a
franchise-wise?
few dozen copies on Xbox One.
Such
See,
a
I'm just
controversial
looking
game.
up the Wikipedia thing, and it's saying it's a franchise. It's talking about the franchise, so then I don't know if it's. Oh no, the first game. Yeah, okay. So the first game was only Xbox One, PC,
Crazy.
and Xbox 360.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. It's 360. Yeah.
Wow, I forgot it went back that far. Holy crap!
Oh, that's
Did they have
awesome.
Kinect? No, it didn't have Kinect integration, did it? It was
I don't
too
think
early.
so. You
Yeah.
did need to have your Kinect plugged in at that time, otherwise your Xbox One wouldn't work. That's
Hey,
how they
Xbox,
built it,
prepare to
remember?
Titanfall.
Oh my gosh. Going back to 2014, that's wild, man. And the fact that you've been podcasting this whole time is insane, that you're going back to the first year of Xbox One. Well, I guess 1 year into it, I guess, right? 2013, didn't those come out? So your
Thought
year
it was
in.
2013 because
Yeah.
Wii U was
Yeah, you're
2012, right? And
Yes.
DS was 2011.
2 years.
Yeah, and we started co-op mode in was it January 2019, Mark, or was it 2018? Like
Was it? Yeah, 4 years, I think.
okay, so 2019. That's actually going
19?
to be 5 years now, Mark.
5. Wow.
Yeah,
Holy
January 20. Yeah, kind of crazy, huh?
Wow.
Crazy.
That's amazing.
Well, with that, Sean, you're our guest, so you get to pick which one you'll buy, which one you rent, and which one you return.
I like this. I like pretending that Destiny 1 is a game that you could pop in and play right now. Like, I don't think that would technically work. So we'll just have to fantasize maybe a little bit. I feel like Mario Kart 8 is the only one of these that makes sense to buy. And just because like there's so much replay value, there's so much to do, even in the original Mario Kart 8. This isn't even Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There's like 7 characters in this and 14 tracks. It's so bare bones. There's obviously more than that, but it's not what people remember. People know Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as what it is now, and it's like the DLC for Mario Kart 8 is what the deluxe part was for the Switch. And it's like, you have to go back to that time when you went, oh, Nintendo figured it out. They figured out how to do DLC that we all love and just universally was like, that's how you do it. We'll pay the money. That was excellent. So shout out to Mario Kart 8. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to rent, because it's possible, Destiny and play that over a weekend. And then I won't be able to, live up to the games as a service kind of thing. So I'll get my fill over the weekend. And with Titanfall 2, it's not a slight on it. I will return it. But Titanfall 2 is the game that you actually want to buy and play and celebrate that campaign especially. So it's not like these are all three very, very good games.
Mhm.
But I will buy Mario Kart 8. I will rent Destiny 2 and have a fling with it over the weekend. And I will return Titanfall and go for its newer, younger sibling.
You wait 5 years until it comes out, and then get Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
I'm basically here to see what kind of giggles I can get out of Mark. Just even if it's just getting you caught off guard a little bit, my friend.
I like it. Great
Mark,
answers. Good stuff. Okay, I want to read one because I'm going to copy, potentially
Perfect.
copy part of this. So we got a lot of listener feedback on this one and like Discord feedback and Twitter and all that other stuff. One in particular stood out to me. I can read through all of them if you want right now, Todd, but one of them stood out, and that's the Winter Gamer. Buy Titanfall because the gameplay is sick, not the part I'm interested in. Rent Mario Kart 8 and then wait till Deluxe. Let's put an asterisk next to that one. And then return Destiny. Not a fan, especially what 2 has become, where you can't even play through the whole story. So there we go.
So can I make like a change the rules here?
Yeah,
It's actually
that's what I was going to ask you about.
It's actually 2014, and you have no clue about sequels or
About
anything.
Deluxe. Okay.
Okay. Well, then I might have to
There's your
Just my
monkey paw.
reasoning too. Okay.
That's what I wanted to ask you about. That is exactly what I wanted to ask you about, because that caveat of waiting for deluxe is a game changer for me. So I'm going to completely copy Sean's answer.
Yeah.
Of
answer.
Buying Mario Kart, renting Destiny, and returning Titanfall, because I never played Titanfall 1. I absolutely freaking loved Titanfall 2. Never played the first one, but I have 8 million hours in Super Mario Kart 8 and Deluxe what, like, just
Bonus
all the
pack.
DLCs and all. I was playing it yesterday. Like, my kid's obsessed with it now. So like, that's all between that and Mario Wonder, that's all I play. And the game still absolutely slaps, like, all these years later. It's basically the same game, but like Sean said, it's evolved and gotten DLC on top of DLC and everything else. But like, that base game, we still go through and play the original stages that came with that first original game, and the same characters that were, over the, they've added new ones, but like, damn, it's still fun. Like, that is one of the best games ever made, hands down. Like, just straight up fight me. Like, like 2014 now, whatever, doesn't matter. One of the tightest racing games ever made. Destiny 1, I absolutely love Destiny 1. That's a tough rental for me, because I love that one, but like, I feel good with that. So that's going to be my answer. But Brendan Myers, you brought up a good point with waiting until Deluxe. I thought I was going to follow a similar order for my rent because of that. And then I was going to buy Destiny because I had so much fun with that, with like a Destiny crew playing. And that, Todd, I think that's one of our first like gaming experiences that we had, like together, like, with Destiny. So, so good memories back with that game too.
Yeah. So I guess the real question is, I don't know if you guys realize what the killer feature for Mario Kart 8 was. The Wii gamepad was a horn. That's all its functionality was a horn.
Tent pole.
Pretty sure you could switch it to the map. Too,
oh, you could. Okay.
You could flip it back and forth. But yeah.
Gamepad. Is there an equivalent now? Is there like, there's nothing on the Switch, is there, that just is like a big button for a horn?
There should be. You should be able to like just smack the Pro Controller.
I'm sure there's some horseshit game on the eShop that's just Horn Simulator 2019.
Oh
That's just
the thing. Mario Kart had that thing too. Like, they eventually had the Piranha Plant. That it wasn't until Deluxe came out that I realized that you could like prompt it to chomp away. Like, it seemed like it was just automatic. I felt like I played it all throughout the Wii U, and then it came to Switch, and it's like, oh, it kind of speeds you up a little bit here, and you can use it to attack.
Boosts, yeah.
Totally. I love that's. I mean, we could talk about why we may like or not like Nintendo all day, I'm sure. But like, Nintendo's full of that kind of stuff. Mario games are full of that. Like, did you know the playground stuff? Like, did you know you could do this? Half of it's completely made up garbage by your pathological liar friend that you're for some reason hanging out with still. But some of it was true. Like the Piranha Plant would chomp away. Like, why are you still hanging with that friend? He tells lies. Come on, man.
Now, whoever thought
just in case his uncle really does work at Nintendo.
It does work at Nintendo, and you can jump over the flagpole, and you can get to the other side of it.
Yes. Who'd have thought 10 years later we're still playing the same Mario Kart game? Really? I mean, that's just crazy. 10 years. Crazy. It's a platform. It truly is.
We're still playing the podcast game too. So there you go.
Exactly. So for myself, I'm buying Destiny. It was one of my favorite experiences of all time. I met so many great people. It's the game I played multiplayer, PvE with so many people. I met so many great friends. That's how I got connected with a lot of people in the podcasting community, was because I played the alpha and the beta, and it was all in. And it was just one of those games where it did something so special at the beginning of that generation that really said, look what these systems can truly do. And love that system. Love it. I'm a lagging Destiny player, but my son's big into Destiny, so I have a Sherpa now. So I'm all set. Yes.
That's why we have them.
Exactly. So I'm going to rent Titanfall because I did dip into it a little bit, but and I loved what was there. I'm just not a good PvP player, so it just really it wasn't a good fit for me. And so I was the person that was complaining. I'm like, wait, they're charging $60 for an online only game, and think of in 2014. there were no only online games. Everything had a campaign at the time, a Call of a Duty or a Battlefield. What were the other big ones at the time? I'm trying to think, but every shooter had a campaign and this one didn't. They had balls and they came back and, with Titanfall 2. And I think that's the most anticipated game from Respawn that we could get is a Titanfall 3, but probably never happened. Somebody was even showing a level of Titanfall 2 where they're like on the air carrier and it still looks amazing.
Yeah, totally holds up. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mario Kart 8, definitely a return for me. I'm just not into kart games. I just am not. I've tried. I get it. I'm horrible. I played with Mark, I think, once or twice, and I think I beat him a couple times. I said, I'm done. I've got nothing to prove, and I moved on.
That's it. Retire on top.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah,
it's a strategy right there.
Did he really beat you? Is that part true?
No.
Like, how did it happen?
I think I was taunting him just being a troll. I mean, that was probably it. I mean, that was how.
I mean, it is Mario Kart. Like, who knows, man? You get a star.
That's it. Yeah, you get
you're good to go.
Well-placed red shell, and you're going from 1st to 12th.
Yeah,
I put a couple rubber bands on the controller and just let it forget.
I did that for Rocket League. I got the platinum on Rocket League because you needed to drive around for whatever it was, like thousands of miles, and yeah, I just left it overnight. Just drove around in circles.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, we should probably read the rest of these. So, Gaming Together Podcast is buy Titanfall, rent Mario Kart, return Destiny. Devin Tyus says buying Destiny, renting Titanfall, and returning Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, I could have guessed that.
Equal. Yeah, Dev, thank you. Appreciate that. Good taste. Captain Logan.
So on brand.
Buy Mario Kart 8, rent Titanfall, return Destiny. And then blah, 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 360. Buy Mario Kart, rent Titanfall, return Destiny. Well played.
I love the mix here, man. There was there's so many like different styles of like what games you like. You picked such a great mix of games that you can really judge a person's like play style or like preferences based on these three choices. It's really interesting. Like personality.
Very good.
Shot. I wonder how I would have changed my answer given the stipulation that you have to pretend it's 2014. I don't know if I would have. I might listen back to this and go, I might have done it differently. But I've locked in my answers, final answers. But that's a good one. I like this.
Mark typically has to clarify the rules of engagement because sometimes it's a little more vague.
That's smart. Yeah. I just dive in and go like, wait, what am I doing? What's happening?
I usually would just dive in head first, no look, let's go.
Yeah, but
I've been burned 129 times.
Yeah,
because this is the 130th episode. So I know that eventually I will learn that fire is hot. And when Todd comes with some fire, I need to ask questions before I get burned. So I slowly learn over time, just like a monkey.
Should I just put an asterisk there somewhere so people are like, "What's that mean?"
Yes, definitely.
Okay, yeah,
always.
Okay, I'll do that. 2024 will be the year of the asterisk. Let's move to actually talking about playing games. So before we start, Sean, you had clarified that you're not buying any games in 2024. Yeah. You went on a spending spree of various games of ages and types. Now, you do run an Xbox podcast. So first caveat is, does Game Pass count? Like if something released on Game Pass, you're good to go.
Good to go.
Get so essentially then for Nintendo, is it count for Nintendo and PlayStation as well? Or are those other platforms, PC?
Yeah, no, I'm not buying anything. And so for Xbox, and I guess to a certain extent PC because of Game Pass as well, like I'm pretty good to go for new stuff coming out and I'll have access to it. And we're very lucky too at Carpool. Sometimes we'll get access to review games. So that's all good. But something horrible has happened over the years. I've just let this habit of buying games rather than playing them completely take over my entire personality. And just off to my right, I've got a whiteboard with literally 3 rows of game titles. Like listed. I own these games, not just they're currently on Game Pass. I own these games. I haven't played them. Like this is a significant problem. So I kind of want to tackle this, and we're going to talk a little bit about what 2024 has in store for us. I feel like if there's ever a year for me to proclaim such a thing, this is the year. And it's not even just like the new games that have been getting that were a problem. It really wasn't. It was all this stuff. Like I think Steep was on sale on Steam for like $3. And there was another game just today. Somebody was mentioning to me like another $2 here. I'm like, that's the problem is, I'm not buying brand new games every single month, but you get a good old Steam sale or an Xbox sale or somewhere or eShop especially. And I'll pick up like 8 games at a time and they're $3 each. And yeah, it's a good deal, but it just, this volume of games is ridiculous. So yeah, I'm going to make it my entire personality for as long as possible. And the thing is, I shouldn't actually talk about it so much. We find ourselves in these situations because we purposefully record our voices and put them out onto the internet for people to listen. We're grateful that they do. But now we're 8 days into 2024. I haven't gone a single day without somebody hitting me up about some sale. Like, look, this game's on sale. Are you going to be able to get past this one? I can look up at my DMs right now, just like what people are hitting me up with. And it's going to be a tough year. We're 8 days in. I think we got 356 more to go. It's a leap year. We got an extra day in February coming up. So it's going to be tough.
And only like 3 months or 4 months actually have like confirmed releases.
Oh man. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Firewatch was the other one. Firewatch is like $4. So people will be hitting me up every single day this year, I'm sure. So we'll see.
And they're going to be hitting you up more just because they know you don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it's not like people aren't just being helpful, being like, "Hey, yeah, this game's on sale for $3." It's just like, hey, resist this.
Hey, Sean, there's a Dragon's Age collection coming out.
See, that's the thing though, and that's I think through this whole thing, people are free to try to tempt me all they want. What I think they're going to realize is I'm not messing around. I have all of these games. Like they're like, "Oh, Firewatch is on sale." I'm like, I already have it. It's on PlayStation.
I own all the games.
I'm like, I have Steep on PC and on Xbox already for some reason. And that's the Ubisoft game, the Steam Down the Mountain. It's pretty cool, but like, why do I have Steep? Like, why do I have that game? But I have it.
It's good. Play it. Yeah.
So another clarification: can you sign up for like a Ubisoft Plus? Is that
no? I can't sign up for anything new. I do have Game Pass for long enough that they didn't let me add any more months to it. So I've got Game Pass for a little while here. So
your budget is $0 for 2024
for games. Yeah. And so this is the other piece too. I just picked up a controller. I got this Wolverine, this Razer Wolverine, like programmable buttons. It's maybe one of the better third-party controllers. It's wired, so I don't have to worry about batteries or anything like that. So my spending will just shift, I'm sure. This should like show up in, the kids having a better college fund, or maybe, save up for a better car, something like tangible. It'll just show up in random crap like this, or comics on my shelf, or movies. I've got Evil Dead Rises over there, so... Yeah.
So where do you draw the hardware distinction? You're getting controllers.
Yep.
Switch 2 comes out. Are you tempted by that? If it's backwards compatible, does that count as like, I'm not buying any software, but here's $400?
What do you guys think? So Switch 2, it's almost like a given, right? Like, and I have to.
Is that something where you could say, well, that wasn't in my original calculations or original part of the deal?
I feel like it doesn't count, and people might have an issue with that. I'm happy to talk about this too on the Nintendo.
You should have said current platforms.
Right. Oh, that'd be a good one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The year of the asterisk, 2024.
Can you re-record the podcast and like overdub it and say current platforms?
Exactly. Yeah. Switch 2 obviously does it. I feel like that's okay, right? Like, I feel like that's all right. The Switch 2 comes out probably coming out with like a Mario or a remastered Zelda or something like that.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Plus.
I'm all over that. Like, but also maybe the caveat or the little like twist there is, it's not me buying it.
No,
it's for my family. It's my children's.
You're a good dad.
My Super Switch Advance.
If you don't do it, that's child abuse.
It also depends on when the thing's released. If they do another like, hey, here's this thing and it's out in a couple of months, and like they announce it like in 2 weeks and it's dropping in March, like I think that's a whole lot harder to. Again, where you podcast, you talk about Nintendo, it's like a little bit harder to resist than like we're announcing it in the summer, we're dropping it in November, and then you're like, okay, well,
I
that's
made
gonna
it
be
most
like
of
a
the year.
Christmas present. You made it for the year. It's like I
Yeah.
got 5 days left after I open this thing. Like, who cares? So
Make it a podcast stretch goal.
Yeah.
A Patreon stretch goal.
I actually thought about it for Extra Life. Like if we could like raise enough money, then maybe I would. It's such a
Sean
stupid
gets to
thing,
buy a
like,
new game.
I get to buy a game. It's the dumbest thing in the world, but like somehow it would make sense in our weird backward
But
podcast.
they pick the game you have to buy.
Oh,
so
that's
it's like,
so funny.
Yeah.
Mark, it's funny you should say that because honestly, when you bring up Super Switch Advance 2, whatever it's going to be called, I wasn't even thinking fall, like not even a little bit. Like in my mind, that thing is guaranteed for March, and there's nothing real about that. It's just that's the reality that's living in my weird head. So it could be holiday. Yeah, nice.
Okay. One last caveat, Sean. You are not allowed to buy any more current generation Switches.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
You paused.
I want to make sure I don't want to get tricked. I know your games, Todd. I don't want to get fooled here.
Current generation, yes, it came out this generation of the years.
Yeah, I mean, there could be some sort of trade-in deal as well. So yeah, we've got a Switch or two that we could maybe trade in for that. Maybe a Switch Lite even. I don't know. Find out.
My goodness. Okay.
So yeah, it's just ridiculous though.
I love it. Stretch goals.
I regret selling. We both bought, like my wife and I both bought the OLED editions, and I sold mine right away, like my old one. But she kind of kept hers for a little while, and we had like some Joy-Con, send them back and get them repaired, and then we just didn't sell it, whatever. And she just did. But now that Finn is like absolutely obsessed with Mario and Mario Kart, it's like, damn, we should have just held on to that. Because then it's just like, here, you play your game and we can play ours. And it's just like he has his own little Switch or whatever, which is ridiculous and a half for a 3-year-old. But like, screw it. Like, it's just, he loves it so much. And, but it's, I do love playing with him. So it's not too much of an issue now, but I know it'll be like one of those things where I don't think I'll be trading in my Switch OLED for a Switch 2. Like, this will be like a hand-me-down kind of system, right?
Yeah, I would think the same thing. It was actually Chelsea. When we got the OLED, Chelsea was the one who made the best case for it because I wasn't going to get it. I was expecting, the rumors at the time were all 4K Switch is coming. It's going to have this DLSS and all these crazy rumors. I remember seeing the story that morning and I just kept scrolling for something mentioning 4K and it was just screen. I'm like, I cannot believe they did this. And so I have these principal moments with Nintendo. And one of them was, I was all mad about you can only have one island on Animal Crossing. And there's all these sorts of things that pop up every once in a while. And the OLED was one of them. So I was dead set against not getting an OLED. Made a big deal about it, only to end up having to eat my words because Chelsea came on. My wife was like, well, our Switches are from day one. They were the launch day Switch. So if you can get a good trade in, that's actually better than just waiting.
It's never going to be worth more.
Totally. Yeah. That's exactly what she said. Yep. So I felt good about that, but I don't play handheld very much at all. That was really the point about me being disappointed in the OLED is I play on TV for the most part. So in any case, OLED's here. Probably will get a Switch 2 if and when that happens this year. It does not count. So yeah, people can.
You've got our support, Sean.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Todd. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
Okay. So based on what games you own now.
Yes.
What have you been playing?
Well, from the library, I picked up a game.
Another asterisk is buried in there.
I got ways around it.
You need a mascot, like an asterisk with eyes, like the friggin'
it's Assy, the asterisk.
Yeah, just to pop up every time you're like, so I went to the library.
I'm
asterisk.
And he crosses his fingers behind his back. Just kidding.
Oh God, I could have played Avatar actually, but I don't have time for it. But I had Avatar at the ready. But I did end up playing at least a few hours of Star Wars Jedi: Survivor. Mark, I actually don't recall. Did you play through this game? Did you jump? You're the Star Wars guy. Yeah, man.
Freaking loved it. Gonna be slight spoilers. It's definitely in contention for my game of the year.
Hell yeah.
We'll talk about that in our next episode. I won't give anything away, but it's gonna be up there. if
It's
not the top
good.
game. Stay tuned. I
It's-
freaking loved it.
It's one of those games, actually. Well, for better or for worse, it was on my radar. But I remember when it first released, it was sort of in the midst of a lot of games that were coming out that didn't perform very well. Like there's just nonstop stories about this game or that game, just not like requiring a patch, really. And so that kind of set me off probably a good half of last year, not buying games right away and just kind of waiting. I've now evolved to the next version of this where I'm just not going to buy games at all. But thankfully the library was there, and games get old enough and you can just walk in and pick them up off the shelf. And that was Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which I oddly enough wasn't really hyped for originally, and then the performance issues kind of dampened that even more. Got my hands on this thing, I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, I loved the first game, loved the ending of it, of course, loved the way that it felt. I did not love sliding down hills all the time. There's some just weird things that I didn't love about the first one.
The bat level, the bat boss, I did not like the bat
just
boss.
get rid of all bats and crabs. Just not allowed. All little, tiny little head crabs on the ground and bats, no thank you. But yeah, I feel like I need to play this game quite a bit more, but I've really enjoyed the story here and just I want to be in that space. I think I was talking to Ryan on the Xbox Drive, started making comparisons to Uncharted and of course Lara Croft and Tomb Raider, and it's just I just want to go jump around and climb stuff, and the combat of course is really good, and it's Star Wars, and it's a Star Wars story and environment and characters that I actually like. I'm still engaged with very much in this in what's going on here. So I want to this is on the list for January. I've got 3 games that I got to get to. Jedi Survivor is one of them. But yeah, I feel like I should have gotten to this before, but happy that I'm here now playing games like a normal person. I think
it's nice.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool. I did put in the doc here just as this is not a typo. My brother and I were at my parents' house who still have a 360 hooked up to their TV. And we played a couple games of NHL 13, which totally holds up. So.
I thought you picked up NHL 13.
I should. I mean, yeah, that could be a good buy.
I thought it was a typo when you meant to hit 23.
Yeah, 23.
To be completely honest, I was
Literally
like, Sean just hit a 1 instead of a 2. That is fantastic.
13. The game totally holds up too. It looks great. It's fast. There's none of this. There's no cards in it at all. There's no ultimate team or anything. We just hit play now and we played now. It was super good. Yeah, and it looked good, and commentary back then was decent. So yeah, we had a good time with that.
And all the players are probably retired too. So it's like the legends.
You have to think about
that
what
one.
were the
It's
teams
this is
back
a
then?
miracle player. We've never seen someone this old in the NHL. He's 32. It's amazing, folks.
Yes. There's no Las Vegas Knights. There's teams that don't. May have moved. Yeah.
It's a relic. It's like at the time you were playing NHL 13. Think about going back to 2000. That's the same thing. We went back 10, 12 or 10 or 11 years in NHL years, and that was it's nothing really to write home about. It was just fun to pick up a 360 controller and no patches. We just played it. It was maybe the last semi digital era. It was still a disc, but it's 360 versus the PS3, dude. I never understood that this never came up, and maybe because we didn't podcast back then. You had to install every game on a PS3. You sat there for 45 minutes and installed a game off the Blu-ray, and on 360 you just played it.
I don't even remember.
That's what I mean. People have a very selective memory.
I was going to say, were some of the hard drives small though at the time?
They were huge. No,
20 gig, 20. The PS3 launched with a 20 gig hard drive.
60. It might have been 20. Well, that was still big back then.
Because the 360 didn't launch with one unit. Didn't even have a hard drive, right?
The
arcade or whatever.
Arcade, yeah. Yeah, but you installed every game on the PS3. So you sat there and you waited. But this one, you just pop it in, you play. It's a good time. You could turn it on with your wireless controller. That blew me away. The 360, first time I saw somebody turn on their console with their wireless controller, I'm like, give me that now. I don't care what HD is.
First system that came with the wireless controller, because the GameCube or the Wavebird you had to buy separately because it came out later. So yeah,
because was 360 before the Wii? I guess it would have been 2005.
It was, and the PS3 and Wii launched the same year, 2006.
Going back, yeah.
So funny to think how far things have come in just 10, 11 years or whatever, because my wife legitimately asked me the other day, there was some kind of sync issue with the Xbox controller, and she texted me and said, "Where the hell is the Xbox?" She has never turned on that console, like the Xbox Series S, and it's kind of like it's tucked in behind the TV,
Yeah.
like it is out of the
Yeah.
way, just sight unseen. And she legitimately texted me like, "Where the hell is the Xbox?
Try finding that little black button.
What do you mean?"
that's funny.
And she was like, "It's not working with the controller. I want to turn it on manually. Where is everything?"
yeah.
I was like, it's behind the TV. Just find it, press the button. She's like, "Okay, I've never done this before." So that's like
crazy.
that's just, a decade, and we've completely like, who turns on a console anymore? It's just
I know.
unheard of.
Well, that's what we were talking. My brother and I were playing it, and we had to kind of like specifically think about this is basically a PS3 game. Like, this is a whole Xbox generation between what we have now and the game that we were playing. And like I said, it still played great. It still looked really, really good. So shout out to NHL 13. I can't believe how long we've spent on this game, but shout out to NHL 13, man. EA Sports, good one.
Woo.
Nice.
And then for the last couple months, I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3, just getting my Xenobabes on. Not even close to being finished this one, but I'm just taking it one day at a time. Some days I'll play it in bed. Sometimes I'll be on the bus to work, all dressed up in a suit and play my anime game on my Nintendo. So
Don't look
I'm
at the
very
screen.
comfortable in my life right now.
Just look at my waifus.
Mm-hmm.
Can you buy DLC?
That's excellent.
You can. Yep. There's lots of. I mean, I don't.
No, what I mean, can
Yes.
you?
Can
Are you
you?
allowed?
Oh, am I? Oh, in my rules. Oh,
Yes.
I don't think so. I
Okay.
hadn't thought of that before, actually, and I don't think so. I don't think that would be
Okay. Because I heard that like expansion or whatever for the game is supposed to be really good.
But I do think that's part of NSO. I think I'm not sure if that's true or not. But if that's part of NSO,
For a while they were doing that. They were giving you like DLC and stuff for free, and I think they
Totally,
finally
yeah.
cut that off with Splatoon. Was Splatoon 2 the last one they did it with?
Oh, you might be right.
And Mario
the
Kart.
original
Yeah.
Splatoon 2, yeah, this
They had
Splatoon
Animal
2
Crossing
was, and then
stuff, too.
Splatoon
That's
3,
right.
they were like, "Nah, pay for it."
Yeah.
I was gonna say they cut us off because I thought that was gonna be the best deal in the world. All DLC comes with NSO. I'm like, that's perfect.
Yeah,
I love that.
that'd be really good. They don't have to do that.
No.
We'll buy it.
Well, very
That's
cool.
excellent. That's very Xenoblade Chronicles 3 sounds very much like the first game that I'm going to talk about, which is
Nice.
my Pokemon Crystal. So I mentioned long ago that I was just going to start like a full Pokemon series replay. I finally finished with my Fire Red replay, or first playthrough, but I'm doing like generations, and I pick a game that represents a generation. So for the first gen, it was I could either pick red, blue, green, or do the upgraded versions of Fire Red and whatever. So I chose Fire Red because I had never played that version of it, and I didn't want to go back to like the blue original kind of thing. For Pokemon, like for the Gen 2, I really deliberated on this one for a while, and I spoke to my brother about it. I was thinking about doing Heart Gold or Soul Silver, and I still have my Heart Gold cartridge. And I actually started that one, and then I stopped playing it and went to Pokemon Crystal on my 3DS from the eShop for one very specific reason. I was checking my Pokemon Home, and a lot of my Gen 2 Pokedex is not filled in properly. So when I finish this game or get to a good enough point, I can actually transfer all of these to the Pokemon Bank and then send them to my Pokemon Home app and put them into like my newer games and have them there. So that's the reason I'm playing this, like the original version from the eShop, from the Virtual Console, whatever, on the 3DS. So it's kind of a trip going back. Usually I was like for Fire Red, I was playing on my RG35XX, which is great because the battery life on that thing is like 14 years, and the 3DS is like, I looked at it wrong and the red light's blinking. So I think I might just order a new battery for the 3DS because this one's 18 years old at this point or whatever it is. But it's still, it's a great experience. And I've never played Crystal before. My original was Gold, and I played Heart Gold, obviously. But Crystal's interesting. It was developed for Game Boy Color exclusively. So it has some stuff that like Gold and Silver don't have, like the first one to have animations when you go into battle and stuff. And I'm really enjoying my time with it. It's a nice little throwback. But the same kind of thing, Sean, is like I've been going through Pokemon and like not like really diving deep into it. It's like, yeah, I have 10 minutes here. I have an hour here. I just like, it took me probably the better part of a year to just go through Red. So I don't know if Crystal's going to take me that long. I've been getting really, really into it, which is why I haven't played too much else. Aside from, like I mentioned, with Finn, he's completely obsessed with Super Mario Wonder. I've played the first and second stage of that game more times than I want to admit. But I did find a secret in the second stage after my 487th playthrough, so I'm very happy.
Goodness.
It's good stuff.
I've heard the game's not great co-op, though. I've heard it's a little bit infuriating sometimes.
It can be. Like, I've already finished the game on my own, so I'm not really, like, it could be annoying if you're trying to finish the game and you, like, have the goal to finish whatever, and just, like, you know, I want to do this. I want to not burn out 50 lives. Like, I've got the max amount of lives. I've got the max amount of, like, shard crystals or whatever the hell they'll call them. I finished the game. I found most of the secrets and stuff on my own. I'm just playing to spend time with my 3-year-old. And when you look at it that way, then it's not too bad, because I can kind of the restriction that people really get mad at. Unless you're Yoshi, you can't carry people, so that's kind of frustrating. You're also kind of trapped to one screen, so the one player has a little crown on. So when that player moves, the screen moves. Until that player moves, though, the screen ain't moving. So, like, if Finn is in control, it can be a little frustrating. I've learned that you can press L and R at the same time, and it will shoot the crown. So if he somehow lands on the flag above me or gets the Wonder Seed before I do, I can kind of transfer it back to me. But just a second, buddy. Let me just, like, hit your controller. And I, like, you know, just kind of tap the controller a little bit. I got him an 8BitDo micro controller. So it's very, very little, tiny little thing that fits in his hands perfectly. So he's not playing with, like, a big pro controller. He friggin' loves it, man. It's amazing. And we've been playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as well. And I just turn on all of the automatic drive thingies, and he thinks he's playing, and I hit the brakes on it, and he hits me with red shells, and I let him win, and he's super excited about trophies, and now he wants me to buy him a real trophy that he can fill with ice cream. So
what a good idea.
I've created a monster.
A Stanley Cup?
I want a trophy with ice cream.
Yeah, and we pass a sports store every single day on the way to daycare. So he knows where to get the trophies as well, because there's a big trophy on the window thing. And it's just, he's like, what's that? And I was like, oh, that's a sports store. Does it have trophies? Yeah, let's buy a trophy and fill it with ice cream. Okay.
So smart.
Sure. What kind of ice cream? Like, it's just, you know,
that's what they do when they win the trophies. They fill it with ice cream.
Absolutely.
That is exactly the only thing that they
definitely
do
the only thing.
So it's been great. And other than that, the only other thing I've been really getting into is Fortnite Festival. And I talked about this on the show before. It's like the Guitar Hero rhythm game part of it, but there's 2 parts. So I finally played the jam stage, which is freaking amazing. I think we talked about that on the last episode of, like, what you can, or what I thought you could do, or what I've seen people do. I've been really getting into this. Basically, you have your tracks, so you could, like, if the 3 of us were playing, and it can be up to 4 people playing on the same stage, I could start playing "Bad Guy" by Billie Eilish on, you know, I could start the vocals for that track. You know, Todd, you could come up with the drum beat from Mr. Brightside, and Sean could come in with, like, the bass line from slapping the bass from whatever other song that you pick, like, you know, Party Rock Anthem or something like that, and just completely, like, the game adjusts the tempo, the key. You can change the key on the fly. You can change out stuff on the fly. So, like, you can really make crazy remixes of different songs. And if you're quick enough on whatever instrument, or you're good enough with your timing, you can make some really, really interesting stuff. So I've been putting a lot of time into this and just messing around, making, like, crazy remixes with strangers on the internet. It's really, really fun. And then the main stage version is basically just like Guitar Hero. And I really was not into this with a controller.
Yeah.
At all. Like, hated it. But I'm a sucker for my nephews. And one of my nephews really, really wanted to play this mode. So I got good. And we had a blast, man. We've been playing it's just Guitar Hero without the plastic instruments. And I've finally kind of learned how to map the button in my head and whatever. And we've been jamming out the last few days with this main stage Guitar Hero mode in Fortnite. So it's really cool. We were Mandalorian and Boba Fett yesterday, rocking out to some U2 and Imagine Dragons.
Nice.
It was a good time.
I think I saw an ad for PDP, or like they're going to announce that they're going to start making guitars. Because I believe that's what like they don't want to make guitars, like Xbox, or sorry, Epic doesn't want to make guitars, but they are going to allow guitars to be made. And I'm like, that is so awesome, because how many people have like guitars sitting around anymore? A lot of people got rid of them. They stopped working. They lost dongles.
Yeah, stopped working.
The only ones that ever worked forever was the 360 ones. Guitar Hero 2, the Explorers. Those ones last forever. Everyone else sucks. They're all terrible. The Rock Band ones especially, they don't work at all.
I still have that controller, like the 360 plug-in one.
It's indestructible, dude. It's so good.
I'm ready to go.
Todd's getting up to get his, man. That's right there.
I have my PlayStation Rock Band guitar.
Rock Band.
Rock Band
still works.
Yeah.
My son.
I always like Guitar Hero better as well than the Rock Band instruments. Even Epic has said, and I think you're right, with one of the manufacturers like PDP or someone said like we're making instruments, but like Epic said that's one of their top priorities for their 2024 roadmap is bringing instruments, working with partners and that kind of stuff to develop these instruments. So I don't think it's going to be exclusive to one company, but whoever gets it out first, I'm buying, because this mode is going to be super fun with actual instruments. But I'm getting more into it with, just a regular controller, but even so, like still like just playing last night and, it's like, we need instruments for this. And I can't I need them to be here in the summer. So when the boys come home, when my nephews come home in the summer, like we're going to really rock out. So it is good though. I'm liking that Fortnite's branching out and doing these weird things and showing why they bought certain companies and stuff. It's good.
Who would have thought they would launch 3 separate games in 2023 that were all playable within Fortnite? I cannot imagine what they do next, because they keep doing things nobody ever thought they would.
It's kind of like when back in the day, your parents would ask you, like, are you guys playing the Nintendo? Like, are you playing Nintendo again? Like every game was just Nintendo. It's like, now it's Fortnite. Are you guys playing Fortnite? It's like, yeah, it actually is accurate.
Yeah, never have to leave the game.
Yeah.
You can become you just like look at the TV and it's like, hey, that's a Lego game. Now it's Fortnite. It's like, oh cool, that's Guitar Hero. No, it's Fortnite. It's like, oh, that's some kind of weird like DJ Hero remix game. No, that's Fortnite. It's like, what the hell? I thought you were going to shoot people. No, we did that already. That's Fortnite.
It's like Demolition Man. Every restaurant is Taco Bell.
That's right. And the 3 shells.
Yeah. Thank you.
The only thing they can't do is get Nintendo. It's a bridge too far. Well, very, very cool. Well, for myself, a couple of quick hitters. I did give up on Avatar, so sorry. I gave up on it. Gave up on Super Mario RPG. Sorry.
I got it for Christmas. It's on the list.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so I think because you guys, that's where your heart lies. I never played the original one, and now I got into it. I'm like, it's cute, but for me, it's like, it just doesn't have what I want. I think
actually
it
can't
really
believe
works
you
for a lot
have
of people.
it. I can't believe it. Was it GameFly? Is that where you tried it?
It was GameFly. Yeah. I love that because I can just try thin things and then bounce off, just like Avatar.
I love that you tried it. Like you think that you just say no to that one by now, but you don't. And so I'm sounds like I'm joking around, but I'm actually quite impressed.
No, yeah, it's yep.
Yeah.
I'm that guy that's like, oh yeah, this will be the one that hooks me. This will be the one, and it never does. Never does.
Just a life of disappointment.
My first Pokemon game was Pokemon Arceus because I'm like, this will be the one.
Oh, and you didn't like it?
Not,
oh no, that's on the list.
It took me 18 hours before I finally did anything in the game.
Oh, it's fun. That's fun.
Yeah. Todd is Charlie Brown, and Nintendo is Lucy with a football.
Oh,
yes. And every time he's like, I'm going to hit this one. This is the one I'm going to hit.
And, here's another roguelike. This will be the one that gets me.
Well, in many ways, Nintendo is Lucy with the football. So
exactly. Yeah. She got me again. Yeah. No, I do love Wonder. That's a great game. I've always gone back to it because I can eat it in bite size. So it's a good game. But the game I did play got from GameFly, RoboCop Rogue City. This game is so weird. It's kind of trying to be like a bro shooter, kind of heavily violent. You can my favorite part of this game is you can pick up anything and throw it at people. Like a wastebasket, and like it hits them with the power of like 30 suns, and they go swing. You can pick up people and throw them. It's great. It's ridiculously violent. And then you do a lot of like menial chores, like you work at the cop station and answer calls, and then you like talk to people, and they're like, you have to tell them like, oh, sorry. You don't even say, oh, sorry. Yes, your son is dead. And then he's like deadpan. no love for RoboCop. But if you like RoboCop, I think you'd really be in this game. For me, though, once I realized RoboCop he doesn't traverse very well. He's slow. He plods. And like, there's like a place I had to go. I'm like, this is going to take me forever. I think my grandmother's faster on her little Segway going by. So it was okay. I just did not find like the actual mechanics were that interesting. I never felt like it had a challenge either. So, and it seemed like it was going to be a long game because it had like a lot of like extra quests and missions and things. And yeah, and it's like RoboCop can't be a stealth game because RoboCop is essentially a 800-pound dude in metal. So you can't be stealthy. He's not putting on Nikes or anything, taking off his shoes and going around. But it's fun. I mean, it just didn't like, I could not see myself playing this for like 30 hours. It's just a game that I think it needed to be like a 10-hour game, but yeah, it's RoboCop. So
bring back the 10-hour game.
How long it will take to beat?
I think it's longer than most people anticipated because it has a lot more like you're picking up crap all the time, like evidence and things, like wallets, and then you're talking to a lot of people for like investigations. So
it looks like it's 10 hours.
Yeah, it's saying about 10 hours.
Oh, really?
16 if you want to get everything. 16 and a half, maybe.
Okay. I feel like the game was taking me a lot longer. I'm like, the pacing seems pretty.
Sometimes that matters more than the real numbers.
Yeah. Like, it felt longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. But yeah, that long walk to get back to where I needed to go, I'm like, I don't want to walk that far. Oh well, no car to drive. Then I played, and I'm still playing it, Star Trek Resurgence. So I also got this game from GameFly on PlayStation 5. And this is essentially a Telltale game in the world of Star Trek. It is a lot of fun. And it actually has more like action sequences, like you use phasers and things for certain things. I'm really enjoying it. It takes place in the Next Generation era. And it's very fun. I like it. It's well... it's kind of like perfect for Star Trek. Although I still want Star Trek Elite Force 2. I want those games to be like remastered and brought up to speed because I love them. I hate the show Voyager, but they were such great shooters. They were amazing. They were like Quake 2 shooters, I think, in the Quake 2 engine. They were amazing. I loved them. But yeah, it's a fun game. So if you like more of like you want a Star Trek experience that seems true to Star Trek with a lot of decisions and conversations, but with a little bit of combat thrown in, I think it's pretty good. So I'll give them kudos. I don't know how long it is, but so far I've been pleasantly surprised, and I haven't gotten in court-martialed or thrown in the brig yet, so that's good.
That's good. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Adding it to my wish list for 2025, maybe.
It's pretty good because
I'm looking at the trailer here. It looks pretty good.
It looks good, and they show old Spock, like Leonard Nimoy. He looks just like him. Very cool. Then
it's not even out yet. Wait a minute. How are you playing this? What?
It's
not on Steam yet. It's not.
Yeah, it's coming out to Steam. Yeah, I think it was on Epic Game Store first, maybe. Yeah,
nice.
Like The Expanse. The Expanse is
from
the same
former
way.
members of Telltale. Look at that.
It's a cool game. Yeah, I think it was $30. It's not an expensive game by all means. So next year, Sean.
Next year, yeah.
Lastly, Cyberpunk has got me. That was my commitment to my son. He's like, Dad, you got to play Cyberpunk. Because my son is destroyed Cyberpunk, got through it, loved it. And he was just telling me how many, like we've been having great stories about Cyberpunk and experiences. And it's just you guys will get this when your kids get a little bit older, where it's like you get really good conversations, like in depth, not just, oh, Daddy, I beat Mario. It's more like, oh, wow, like Titanfall, when you played Titanfall the first time, or you really got into Destiny. So you got more years ahead of you before that happens. But when it does, it's so cool because you feel like they're little adults coming up and growing. So he has been more along lines of, he's exceeded me as a gamer now. So he's telling me some things like, hey, the skill tree's redone. I think you should do this, Dad. So really good. One of my funniest experiences in Cyberpunk, you can build outfits and then you have like your clothes. I didn't realize if you build an outfit, I thought you wore it. you don't. So as I was going out and across the streets, people were screaming and running away from me. I'm nude. I'm nude. I'm a nude woman running around. That was not the reception I wanted.
Jesus.
I'm like, why are people so upset? I'm not doing anything. My weapon's away. Well, of course, I couldn't hide my weapon.
Staying first-person perspective.
I know. And it's so scary. That game is when you boot it up and you see your character, they're stark naked. Like, naked. And they're like, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So watch it around your kids if you're playing around them. Because everything dangles.
Yeah, the rest
flops.
is fine.
Yes,
it's only the
exactly.
nudity you got to worry about.
Yeah, the nudity, just that's it. Yeah,
that's
it.
Yeah, everything else is fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I fixed that finally. And the funny part was I'm really enjoying it. Love the missions, love the characters and everything like that. The problem was my son bought Phantom Liberty, the expansion. And I was talking to him like, well, should I wait to play that part? Should I, before I finish the game, what should I do? No, Dad, just wait, but do it before you finish the game. I'm like, okay, cool. So, but it's showing it's there. I'm like, okay, I won't touch that. I'll leave it alone. And I was just going through some quest lines. I'm like, oh, this quest sounds fun. I didn't even see it. And I started Phantom Liberty. I'm like,
nice.
crap. And I'm like, and I didn't realize that I'm like, oh, crap. And I don't know if I have to stay with it or I can go and do other like quests, like, like when like Link is trying to save the world, but then he wants to, harvest a field. It's like he doesn't have to worry about the world ending because he has to do that first. So I wasn't sure, but a Phantom Liberty is kick ass. It is like Escape from New York, where the president's ship lands and crashes, and you have to save her. And it's awesome. I love it. I love that what they did. I think it's fantastic. CD Projekt Red, I would say they make the best side quests in games today. A lot of people don't like their main quests, but they love the side quests like Witcher. Some of the side quests are some of the best missions I played in games. So I don't know how long the game is, to be honest, because there's so much to do, but I'm loving it.
Excellent.
It's on the list for me. I got to play it. It's probably next after I finish up Jedi Survivor and Xenoblade. And this other game I'm playing right now, I can't talk about. But Cyberpunk is there for me, man. And I can't decide the way you describe the DLC sort of being integrated into the game. I can't decide if I like that or if I hate it. Like sometimes, especially when you get a fresh DLC, like a nice little like expansion, you kind of want to see it specifically. You don't want to just kind of I don't want to miss it. Like I don't want there to be a chance to miss. I want to be like slammed in my face with this thing. But at the same time, there is something nice about just playing and it's there as well. So I'm kind of torn. I do think that typically I would want it to be blatantly obvious. Like Forza Horizon is a good example where you're off into Legoland or Hot Wheels or whatever it is. But sometimes, some games do that. Mass Effect is another example of that, where DLC kind of just shows up, like extra missions, especially with the Legendary edition that they did. It just kind of baked in, and I never played them, so it's just they just started showing up in alongside the regular missions. So it's kind of interesting the different ways you could do that.
Absolutely. And it didn't feel like it was oh, I feel like I'm doing something completely different. Or I was out of I wasn't able to do it either. I felt and I don't know if they do the level gating or they change it up based on where you're at. I'm assuming they do. But it definitely was a surprise, but I'm in for the ride.
Nice.
So we'll see how it goes. Did you pick it up, Sean, originally, or did you get it when it was $5?
Both.
Okay.
I bought it originally, but then all the hoopla came about and I returned it. It was still in the package, so I ended up returning it back in the day. And then it was actually gifted to me recently then because I was talking about wanting to play it and somebody was nice enough to see it on my Steam wish list. And so it's there. So it'll be next. So Xenoblade, Jedi, and right there, Cyberpunk.
Hey, Secret Friends Unite, let me tell you about Zencastr. We use them for our show, and now they're supporting us. Zencastr is now the all-in-one solution making podcasting easy. It's the ultimate web-based podcasting solution. Provides high-quality audio and video podcast production and hosting. With a full suite of professional tools, podcasters can seamlessly record, produce, and publish studio-quality content, all from one dashboard. Being a creator has never been easier. And we chose Zencastr because of the ease of use, high quality output, and it makes it super easy for our guests to come on. We had multiple solutions we tried before, and Zencastr has just been the best fit for us. Why Zencastr? It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sounds and up to 4K video with your guests. Feel a sense of zen knowing Zencastr's multi-layered backups ensure you always have your recordings in the highest quality, even if the connection is unstable. Have you ever worried what you sound like? Zencastr's post-production process makes you sound buttery smooth. It automatically removes those ums and ahs in your recording. It removes those awkward pauses in conversation too. Set the right podcast loudness and levels while reducing background noise with the click of a button. So if you're interested in making an easy, high-quality podcast just with the click of a browser button, go to Zencastr.com/SFU and use our code SFU. You'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experience I do for all my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. Now back to the show. I think we can now get into the bonus round. I think everybody just hold on to your horses. We're going to take a little look back with our predictions of 2023. But then we're going to go all in on 2024, kind of like what's coming out, what's everybody excited about, because there's a lot we don't know about still, but there's so much coming still that we do know just for like the first half of the year. It's kind of like, how do you set yourself up? Sean, obviously, these are just going to go on your wish list for next year, which is perfectly fine, unless it comes to Game Pass or, NSO drops, all their new games on Nintendo on it. And then we're going to give our little bit of predictions, one each from or more, if you have them, for each console provider and the third party. So with that, Sean, if you want to, you can judge us, you can mock us, you can score us, you can be an impartial party and give us credit or not as we go through these. So let's see. So Mark, we started with Xbox.
Yeah.
So Mark, what did you pick for your prediction?
Okay, so I didn't listen back to last year's episode. So I said Everwild 2024. Did that mean we were going to get an announcement this year that game was coming out in 24? Like
you said, Everwild was going to get an announcement to come out in 2024.
Oh, okay, cool. So right now, I think I'm going to miss that one because right now they're like tentatively saying they're optimistic it may target a 2024 release, which to me is screaming 25.
Agreed.
But until I'm proven wrong, they're still optimistic about a 24 release. So half a fraction of a point.
How about if we just see what this game is in 2024?
Yeah, that'd be all right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I said they were going to do something with the Stream Stick, the Xbox Stream Stick, whatever it's called. So I assume announce it or sell it, and they did neither. I don't know if this thing is even still alive.
That's crazy to me. Can I just say that is we went the entire year, we didn't have it confirmed. Maybe alluded to in those leaked documents. But like,
did they mention that? They said something about the cloud.
They
said something about the cloud.
That's crazy to me. I cannot believe it just seems so right there. Like this $100 little thing that you pick up, and because it seems like cloud gaming is kind of there for a lot of people, and I don't think I think if I were to be on the show with you at the time, I think I would have said something to the effect of, I don't expect it to be like a stick. I don't expect it to be like a Chromecast. I expect it to be something that you can power and most importantly, hardwire internet to. Everybody knows me at this point. Wi-Fi is bye-bye. Okay. You got to hardwire. Are you guys hardwired right now? Am I podcasting with Wi-Fi people right now?
I have to, or if I don't, I've got to drag a damn cable across.
It's always the excuses with these Wi-Fi people, Mark. You know what I mean? It's always like, for this reason or that. But I just want to say, I asked the question and Mark answered like a full second and a half before Todd. So it just goes to show. Anyways, I don't mean to be but I don't know how that happened.
The consoles are all wired.
It's got to be a little
consoles are all wired.
It's got to be a little box. You got to have some hardwired internet on that. But seems to me like that's their ace in the hole. That's like if they're gonna lose on console sold, then go sell a bazillion of these Stream Stick things.
Yeah,
just get on it, Phil. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm really curious if their strategy is going to shift to just built-in stuff. Like my parents' TV you can just stream games right to it. Like, you just
Samsung,
pair a
LG.
controller, and it
Yeah.
works. I heard great things. I haven't tested it myself, but I heard great things about the Quest integration with Game Pass, with Game Pass streaming.
Yep.
I heard it works really, really good, and it's super immersive. So you have a Quest or a Quest 3, you're still in your living room with the pass-through, and you just hit this massive screen playing, streaming Game Pass games. I'm wondering if they're seeing that and they're just saying, you know what? Why produce this? Why pay for it? Why test it? Why do all this kind of stuff when in a couple of years streaming's going to be good enough? We can just wait this out. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if that's been internal conversations and like they're just waiting. And again, they're waiting for the things that seem to be pushing through in the EU. And once the EU does it, I'm sure it'll push through in the States. But with like the App Store opening up, like Microsoft having their own store on an iPhone rather than going through the App Store, and then like natively because you can still stream on your phone or your iPad or whatever, but it's not the best experience. It's not a native app experience. But like once the EU opens that up and you can kind of essentially like host your own stores there, like Epic Game Store could be there. Microsoft could own its own stuff and load it onto your phone, whatever phone you have. I think those things are really, really close. And I'm wondering if that's where Xbox and Microsoft saw it and just like, you know what, we're not paying the R&D time to do this. By the time we get it into store shelves, like it's going to have a short life before this is just built into every TV.
I think it makes sense for Xbox to bundle a controller, 3 months of Game Pass, and it just goes with every TV manufacturer excluding Sony.
What a deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the first thing that jumps to my mind for whatever reason on this is there's still not enough in Microsoft's or Xbox's control as far as like the specs that go along with that. Like it really has to be almost entirely browser based, like that it doesn't rely on anything else than that TV or whatever that is going to be bundled in. And what I mean by that is like some TVs have better or worse like Wi-Fi adapters as an example. Yeah. Like, so you end up getting Game Pass for free with this controller with this terrible Wi-Fi adapter.
Wait a second. You don't plug your TV in? What the hell's wrong with you?
Mine is. I'm just thinking of all the other. Trust me, it really is. I've got my router's down here in the basement, so we figured out a way. We've got it. We've got the Chromecast hardwired in. I'll take pictures. I got receipts.
Okay.
But yeah, most people are just going to plug it in and expect it to work, and they want it to work well, and that's a fair thing. Yeah. So there's still like a perception issue that happens if they just blow this up. Every TV gets a controller, and it's like, what if it's crappy on these? I don't know, Hisense or TCL TVs, TLC. So it's a little too much out of their control. So I see that like it's just this. It's taking so long. I feel like we've been talking about xCloud forever and ever. Not really the case, but at the same time, it's there, and they should be able to make a move with this because they're not going to make a move with Series X or anything else. It just seems like they're getting outpaced everywhere else.
Yep. Yeah. And they have to do this eventually because my deal is a $5 a month Game Pass streaming only subscription.
Yeah.
I don't think paying $15 is the only way you can stream an Xbox is kind of silly. It's tiered out too high that it's not going to get people in the door. I think you need an entry level. That's why I thought instead of
they'll have ads. You're sitting there waiting for your game to load or whatever, and like I hate even saying it because it just sounds gross. I honestly don't think I've heard anybody talk about that yet. That like Game Pass is some sort of what's the word? Like it's supported by ads, and it's
correct.
They figured it out everywhere else.
It's right before you get the boot up of like the menu. It just says brought to you by or
just
whatever.
Like YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The other thing I thought was I'm blanking, but I thought instead of the core.
Right.
$60 a year. I thought it was going to be online play with cloud streaming for $60 a year. I thought that's what it was going to be. And then that gets people into like, oh, this is what Game Pass is like. Now I'm all in. So I just thought they would do that just to say we're doing something, but it is what it is.
It did feel like a bridged kind of solution. Like it's not all the way there. And this, what we're talking about here is Stream Sticks and everything else feels like maybe this is what they're trying to get to, but they couldn't because they had to do something about Xbox Live. And we were all talking about it forever. So it has never seemed like this is the forever solution for Xbox.
Yeah. Well, the last Xbox prediction I had was, and I think I can wheels my way out of this with an asterisk. I said Indiana Jones trailer. I didn't say it was the game. It could be the movie, which came out last year.
Boo! Boo! Boo this man.
I'm taking away points from any other predictions you have.
Okay.
For that.
No Indiana Jones game trailer. So they didn't even try to pair it with the film, which is just so weird.
Crazy.
You know? I mean,
Probably
didn't
for
we
the
want to
best.
see Harrison Ford with the controller in his hand, controlling himself?
Yes.
Xbox
I would
records
love it. Oh, good times. So Nintendo, Mark, I think
Yep.
you won.
I did?
Well,
Oh, I said
look what you
Wave Race. We
picked.
got it on the N. Did we get it on the N64 thing?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so
All
you
right.
won.
Hey, look at me go.
I said
I,
the only wave race you were going to get. I said what was I saying? You were going to get like it was going to be an amiibo wave race or something like that.
That you had to
Or-
control with like
Yeah.
shake motion or
exactly.
something.
Yeah.
With
you were going to get the devil's paw.
Yeah, that was 100%. Yeah, so I mean, I wanted a new Wave Race game, but I think I said I wanted a new one, but I will settle for the N64 Switch Online service. So, yep.
Good man. Good
Nailed
man.
it.
I said new Mario 3D game, and technically Mario Wonder is 3D graphics.
Stop.
You know what?
I'm just joking.
I'll give you
Time travel is. I also said it would
for-
feature time travel.
Yeah. So the 3D, but I mean, we got the RPG, which is kind of an isometric 3D. It's
that's
a
what he
new version of that. That's totally. Why am I trying to give you points?
Yeah.
I was going to say keep going. Keep going.
No, I'm done.
I'm eating it up.
No.
Nom nom nom. Okay, PlayStation, Mark.
Oh man, mine was so vague. I said a new FPS that was gritty with a new team. I don't think we got that.
Doesn't even have the Philadelphia Flyers mascot gritty.
Yeah. No, I don't think. I don't think
Thank
we got
God.
that. That would have been awesome. You
It's
mentioned
like Five Nights
PlayStation.
at Freddy's. It's just mascots that are like horrific and they come out to kill you.
I want
I
that
was
at the
thinking-
Game Awards.
The Burger King
PlayStation
game.
exclusive.
Sneak game.
Yeah.
Oh, the Burger King game, exactly.
Yeah.
All the fast food mascots.
Yes.
Jack in the Box,
And Gritty.
Burger King, and Gritty. Yeah. Okay. I said Astrobot for PS5. Literally, what is that team doing? I just thought it was going to be a no-brainer. I mean, PlayStation, what are you doing? I don't
Is
want a
PSVR
live
come
service Astrobot game, by the way.
Is there a new PS5 VR? No, nothing. Jeez.
Not yet, no. And that's funny. I thought that at least maybe they would
Insane.
do something with VR, but they did not.
Wow.
Okay, third party, Mark.
Whoa.
GTA 6 is announced, but GTA Online continues as is with ongoing improvements. Have they talked about the GTA 6 online component yet?
No,
No.
they showed that trailer.
And it
That
broke
was
the
it.
internet. They've shown
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff that already happened in real life in Florida. And
Exactly, Florida man. Yeah.
Yeah.
The surprise is it's completely offline. It's a GTA. They've removed the online portion.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I, again, kind of right-ish until I'm proven wrong. Like I expect a lot of stuff in GTA Online to kind of maybe continue on or whatever. I don't know. It's a whole new area, so I don't know how they're gonna. Yeah, I have no idea. But I mean, GTA 6 was announced finally. That's something.
It was indeed coming
It
out in
was.
2025.
Woo!
Hold your horses. We'll get another 3-minute trailer, and that'll tie us over in 2024. Mine was there's going to be an Onimusha remake. I could weasel on my that. There was an Onimusha show on Netflix. That doesn't count, but
Totally.
maybe
counts.
Onimusha isn't dead.
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah. Oh, well. Didn't do too hot. Mark was the winner. He got 2. I got none. Yay.
Nobody
Okay.
gets predictions right. That's the thing. Like I've always
No.
recently I've started to realize we're going to get into 2024, I'm sure. But it's like basically by doing these prediction shows, we're telling people what is not going to happen. because
Absolutely.
we're never right. So basically, anything that we predict, that's not going to happen, statistically speaking. So
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. set your sights
Correct.
on something else, everybody.
Exactly. Well, if maybe we can will it into existence by having the opposite happen.
It's true. It's
So,
true. Yeah.
That's it.
yes. Okay. So 2024, the games that we think are coming, and what we're anticipating playing in 2024. I don't know if it's quickest just to like run down the list really quick, and then you just stop me if there's a game you're interested in. Does that work for everybody?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. First one is Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Very excited.
Currently playing it.
Oh, everybody's currently playing this game except for me.
Yeah, currently playing the game. I think the embargo is on the 11th. I think we're allowed to say when stuff is coming. So there you go.
I heard you can play like 4K 120 in the game, like on like Series X and PlayStation 5.
I'm playing on PC, so I'm not sure what the consoles are doing. So
I've heard it just performs fantastic on anything you're going to play it on. So that's good news.
Yep.
Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. I don't need to play that.
No one does.
Correct. Unless you've never played it before, and this is the best
Just
way to
play
play
the first one.
Man.
Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy on everything. Tekken 8. I'm all in.
Oh. I wish I
Tekken
was.
3 was why I got my PS1.
That was 5 Tekkens ago.
I know. I love Tekken. I love all the stupid mini games like volleyball and bowling and the side-scrolling art bash 'em up brawler they had in the one game. I love Tekken Tag Tournament. I love everything.
Nice.
Even the horrible Tekken movie I watched that was on streaming on Tubi, it was horrible.
I don't remember that.
You wouldn't. It was
Yeah,
it wasn't
fair.
even it wasn't even Ubi Bowl level. So yeah. Then Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, this comes out on all the platforms. It's not on Game Pass, so you actually have to pay for this game. So sorry, Sean.
I'm good. I honestly, this is this is going to be proving my point. Like 1 out of how many games did we just talk about? Prince of Persia, I thought looked cool.
1 out of 7.
So yeah, I'm doing okay so far.
You're batting 100 because you are getting it.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, February. Homeworld 3.
Ooh, now we're getting okay. Like the first game into February. Homeworld games are awesome, dude. On PC, those old space strategy, real-time strategy in 3D. Homeworld that's a great series. I've got the remastered
Is that
games.
Relic?
Was it?
Is Relic the company who makes it?
Yeah,
the developer?
I think you're right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Couldn't believe my eyes with those games, man. Yes. I'm hoping good things for that one, but I will have to miss that. That one will hurt. So I'll play the old ones in recognition.
Sean, that might be the biggest nerd game around. Quite
Right?
honestly, those games. Oh my God! Was it 4X?
Yeah.
Is it 4X or?
I think it's just a traditional like real time strategy.
Okay.
Yeah, just build up a big army in space and go kill the
Was
bad
it
guys.
Masters of Orion is the one I'm thinking of, maybe.
But still, it's still
Yeah.
very nerdy because it's that extra dimension. It's not just top down.
You can go up and you
Oh
can
man,
go down and
so
around.
awesome.
Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. This is coming out on not Xbox. I don't even know what the
Everything
game
but
is.
Xbox. Yeah, there it is. I don't know what that is either.
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I can't say anything, but I did play the beta.
I'm okay to miss it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ridiculously curious about that game.
I hope
but
I'm
it's
wrong.
definitely not a day
I
one.
hope it's great.
I am too.
Yeah,
It'd be a nice surprise if it's great. I'll say that much. That's like,
yeah, because we've all made up
That's
our
how I
collective
feel.
internet mind on it. But yeah, it'd be good if it was not that.
It's like that Gotham City Imposters game back in the day when it was like on PS3 and Xbox 360, where it was like the Joker and like people were masquerading as Batman and Joker with guns and things.
Oh,
God, what a weird game. Oh well.
Yeah.
Persona 3 Reload. This one is coming on Game Pass.
Yep.
I believe. Yes. And everything else except for Switch.
that's weird.
So
Should be on Switch.
maybe later.
Maybe later.
they usually announce those later, don't they? Like that's usually one of those like weird
Maybe with
Nintendo. It's
cloud
finally here.
Switch 2 probably.
yeah.
Maybe they can easily port it then. Helldivers 2 on PC and PS5. I am interested in this one, but definitely not a day and date. But it looks cool. They changed the perspective. Banishers: Ghosts of New Eden on PC, PS5, Xbox Series. I am very excited about this. It's by Don't Nod. I really like this. It's about a guy who is essentially has the ability to give spirits, either relinquish spirits that are restless or punish spirits that are evil, and his companion is a ghost. So I think that's pretty cool. And they did that game Vampire, so I really am excited about this game. Tomb Raider Remastered, Switch, PC, all those on February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day.
That looks real good too.
Yep.
It's got the Switch feature, right? Where it goes from old to new, old to new.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That one's going to sting too.
All right, Skull and Bones. It's real.
I need to try this just for the meme of it all. Like, how is it not going to be freaking like what's Duke Nukem levels of like it doesn't matter.
I know,
what
right?
it's like.
Duke Nukem Forever.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
It was done for tax purposes.
20. I know. Just
like,
get it.
This
out
is
there.
just at this point, it's just crazy. But like I weirdly like I hope it has something because it's built off of. This is how long this stupid game's been in development. It's built off of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, right? Like one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games, if not my absolute favorite Assassin's Creed
Mark's
game.
a pirate.
Like, yeah. I hope there's something here, but a game cannot be in development hell for that long without some glaring
Just
issues.
polishing, not development hell. Just polishing the whole time.
Right.
Feedback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Beta.
But I mean,
Yeah.
just like that, I feel like Ubisoft was pretty quiet, and then all of a sudden, it's Avatar, Prince of Persia, Skull and Bones. Like, not that this is anything that a lot of people are writing home about, but it's like kind of good to see Ubisoft maybe like getting back at it. I like a good, vibrant Ubisoft.
Yes.
The PS4, Xbox One era, great Ubisoft games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Watch Dogs 2. Shout out to those games, man. They're excellent.
yeah.
There's more than just that, but like those are top two.
Yeah,
from
we had
Ubisoft.
Phoenix. I liked Phoenix.
Oh, Immortals Phoenix, right?
yeah.
Yes, totally. Very good.
Amazing. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people like Valhalla as well. For me, it was Odyssey.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Mario versus Donkey Kong on Switch. This is a remake.
Yeah. Full price remake, very short game. They've got to pad this to make it worth the money, man. Like
And we know nothing about it so far.
we know very
coming
little,
out
and
in,
so far, yeah,
like a month away. Yeah.
That's crazy.
They have.
I guess
not
we're getting a
shown
direct for
enough
this game.
yeah, they have not shown enough to justify this being a full price game. This should be like $20 max, not even like 40, but like full price for this thing. Nah, step up, Nintendo. Show me why.
Should be
All
known, by the way, another asterisk appears now that we're talking about a Nintendo game. I have one final voucher remaining. I have a
Because it's going to
voucher.
expire. You got to use it. It will expire.
Use it. Yeah. So it won't be for this one, but I am able to at least get myself one.
You can
more.
pre-order something, right? As long as it's available for pre-order, you can use it.
Yeah. I've already paid for it. I've already spent the money. So it's there. So, yeah.
How many vouchers do you have? I have 18 vouchers.
Stop it. Yeah, I know. I've got one left. I got one left. I did buy two pairs of them. So
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I got one
Very
more.
good.
Yeah.
Very good. Then we get into the Thermitage. Don't know what it is. Last Epic. Don't know what it is. Nightingale. I think that's that survival cross genre game where you're crafting and things like that.
That was a really cool trailer.
Yeah, it's like not cyberpunk, steampunk, kind of aesthetic. Yeah. Then Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, a remake. That's kind of a surprise. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I think my son is going to be playing this game. It looks cool and wonderful. I don't know if I'll be getting into it.
I'll play the first Final Fantasy VII remake in 2024. So I'll catch up.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
That works.
Because you probably own it
PC.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Unicorn Overlord. That is that Vanillaware kind of a tactics game, I think.
Yep.
Sure.
Buy it for the name. Alone in the Dark. I'm very excited about this. I hope it's where Alone in the Dark finally returns. It's got I'm blanking on his name from Stranger Things. David Harbour. Yes, he's in it. Yeah, I'm very excited for that game. Hopefully it's not bad. Then we got Princess Peach Showtime on Switch.
This is what you're saving your voucher for. This is
All
the one.
right, there we go.
There's gotta be something else. There's gotta be something else. It looks cool, and I know a lot of people are excited about it. But if I've got one voucher for Nintendo, I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Bigger.
It's
Okay.
not
John needs a
hold on
direct for
yet.
games to be announced, so he can pre-order it.
We'll get our direct. I have no. That's actually the key of that. I'm not making any decisions until I get my direct.
Yeah. All right. Dragon's Dogma 2. I never played the first one. It always looked funky where you're holding people on your shoulders. But when I saw trailers for this game, it looks amazing. So I may check it out. Capcom seems to be on fire lately. Rise of the Ronin. This is coming to PS5. It's an exclusive by Tecmo Koei, I think. It's kind of supposed to be like a Neo type game.
That's right.
Probably not for me. Legend of Legacy HD Remastered. No clue. No. South Park Snow Day, a game that I don't think anybody truly knows what it is. I think it's a PvE, PvP snowball fighting game.
I
Maybe
feel
like
like
Plants vs. Zombies.
Snowball fights, man. Like if South Park N60, it was N64. You could do the snowball fight, right?
that's what I was gonna say. Like this is like a Mandela effect. Like didn't we already do this? Like isn't this already a thing?
Chef's Love Shack or whatever.
Yes.
Like no, just like South Park 64, right?
Oh.
Was that?
That was just the shooter. Yeah, the first person shooter. Yeah.
But it was like you could pee in the snowballs and through
Yes,
the
that's
yellow
right.
snowballs, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're in the same universe. That's good.
Yes.
A nice Mandela effect there. But I mean, if they're bringing that energy back, I'll try it out.
Okay. So April will not disappoint because the name of these games are fantastic. We've got Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. I think that one is coming on Game Pass. Maybe. I think. Tales of Kenzara Zao across
Nailed
the
it.
board. Megaton Musashi Wired.
Yep.
Yep.
And then
Those are
Braid
3 words.
Anniversary Edition.
Kind of just making my point, man.
May is empty. June has Destiny 2 The Final Shape. It was delayed. It's coming out then. Then
Yep,
Black
still
Myth
good.
Wukong in August.
Still good.
That's pretty good, but like,
Yeah. I'm curious about that one. I think that's also coming on Game Pass. And then September, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Yeah, boy.
That one
it's
looks
on.
good.
I love the
That
first
looks
one.
really good.
So chunky and clunky. And that's it. The rest are unconfirmed. So I think that's a good time to now switch into predictions, gentlemen.
all right.
So we'll start with Xbox. So does anyone have their prediction ready?
Of course.
I've got it. Yeah.
John, you want to go first? Do you have anything?
Sure. I mean, we were before anybody takes it. You guys were kind of talking about it before. I thought it would kick in here, but I think we get an announcement that Guitar Hero is real and it's coming back in some form. So either Guitar Hero Band, Guitar Hero Next Number, Guitar Hero, like maybe there's one that brings back a bunch of the other games just into one. Like
Super
that Greatest
Guitar Hero.
Hits, maybe
Yeah.
Guitar Hero Greatest Hits
yeah.
or something like that would be really cool. But
Sick.
the world is ready. And
Mhm.
what I would love to see with this, I'm not just going to predict this. What I demand, actually, Xbox do, and Microsoft and Activision, with all the buckets full of cash, figure out the music licensing that is required to have this stuff. You can stream it. Just play it with your friends. And I feel like this was such a miss when Connect was required and we had Rock Band 4 or whatever it was, and then Guitar Hero Live. It's like, go put on talent shows online with your friends
Yep.
and whatever. Like, I feel
Yep.
like that's a missing piece. You can put whatever 15 seconds or 30 seconds worth of a
You
song
can
on
Twitch
the
it now.
TikTok.
You can do it through Twitch, right?
Totally. Like that's kind of what I'm after. Like figure it out. Whatever it is, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm tired of like, oh, licensing issues. Like it's just a money thing. It's not a technical thing. Like there's a pathway for this. Figure it out. Make Guitar Hero
yeah.
playable online just so that other people can watch and jam along with you. That'd be so amazing. That's the secret. You got to make this thing like up with the otherwise it doesn't feel like it's a 2024, 2025 game. It feels like it's back in 1997 or something. Like
Yeah.
just put it on the internet and the kids will love it kind of thing.
Yeah, like a one
Well,
button share to TikTok, you get a minute of audio because
That's
TikTok
what I
already
mean.
has a minute of all these
Yes.
audio. Like that, like 100%. Yeah, I love it.
those 10-year-olds that were playing it are now adults who can pay for it, and they remember it, and they had fun with their parents.
Yeah.
The last Guitar Hero game was 2015 Guitar Hero Live. So it's been almost 10 years.
It's time. Yeah.
It's definitely time.
Perfect.
Shit.
Sean, do you have any more, or is that it?
I'm
for
good
Xbox?
with one. No, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop where you're head, as they
Yep.
say.
Yep.
Mark.
Love it. Well, now I want to say like Toys to Life. I want to see them do something with
yes.
And I know this is like close to Sean's heart as well as mine, like something with Skylanders. That'd be amazing.
Yes.
I didn't think of that. So that's I'll do that as my little bonus.
Just give us plastic in 2024.
Exactly.
Return to the plastic.
Design lab. You can
accessories.
We need order them at the design lab.
Yes.
And they'll make an Amiibo. They'll make you a Skylander.
Dude, yeah, you can have our straws. You can have our plastic straws. That's fine. Just give us our plastic toys, man.
Yes. The real one that I wrote down earlier was we're going to see an exclusive Disney game for Xbox. Probably we've heard rumors of Star Wars, something Mandalorian. I think we'll hear something, whether it's that. I know you were saying Blade is Xbox. I think we're going to get something more. We're going to get something to counter Spider-Man and Wolverine. And, we've heard, I think Sony has Xbox or X-Men exclusivity potentially coming up as well. I think Disney's going to have to play with something. I think Xbox is going to start throwing money at something like that. There's going to be some kind of give and take there of like, well, you guys have Spider-Man, X-Men, and and Wolverine. Like, what do we have? What do we have over on Xbox? And I think we're going to start to see that now with Blade, Mando, and maybe even something else.
Yeah, the Star Wars license is fully open now, and I think we've got the Ubisoft game. We've got some Respawn games still coming.
Dude, it'll be a Simpsons game.
Yeah,
don't tempt me.
Oh,
don't tease me.
That counts now.
Don't tease me. Have you seen that guy who's remaking Simpsons Hit and Run?
Oh, what a
like
game.
He's completely. Oh, it's fantastic. It's what he's doing. Oh my goodness! I'm like, somebody just hire him.
Yeah,
and do it.
Yeah. Well, when it happens, you can come back to this moment. We'll revisit. We'll clip this.
Yes.
Later.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
throwaway comment.
That's the TikTok clip right there.
Yes.
Yeah. Save it.
I think Xbox is going to partner with a company that specifically does what Bluepoint does, which is remakes.
What a great call.
They don't know if it'll ever happen. Studios to do it.
Oh, I've been wanting this for so long. Yes.
And I think it's one of the first games they will be doing is either it's either going to be Oblivion or Fallout 3.
Oh, that'd be great.
Or New Vegas. One of those. I think it's going to be a Bethesda game because they know it's going to be forever until you get the next Elder Scroll games or you get the next Fallout game. So I think they know there's been enough time, and I know people say, they've been updated and things like that. There's a lot of modern conveniences, especially those games are clunky and funky. And just imagine some of the improvements they could make, kind of like what they did with Dark Souls, all those things. So I think it's right for so I think we're going to get some more of those 360 era games coming back and looking the best they ever have, especially with the Fallout series coming out. Give us something,
dude. All of it. One studio isn't enough, actually. Like, that's the thing everybody talks about, and everybody will have their wish list about all these games they want to be brought back by Xbox. Like, who's going to make them? They need this. Exactly what you're saying, Todd. They need like 5 of them. Honestly, there are boatloads and decades worth of video game history here. So yeah, it'd be neat to have maybe one announced, but yeah, there's got to be a dedicated studio. Bluepoint, what a good call. I like this very much.
Yeah, so good.
You know what? Save your teams for new IP and new ideas, and let somebody else.
But like, would people be mad? Like, if that's, I feel like this is the model. Honestly, like as far as Xbox goes, everybody is, according to the internet earlier today, Xbox is dead. And Capcom has proved it, and so many other companies have proved like the path to rejuvenation is actually through the remakes. Just go back.
Resident Evil is like the blueprint.
That's what I'm saying.
Remakes have new entries, try new things.
Totally, and it'll fuel the future. Like I think that would be perfectly fine, and especially with all that is housed under Microsoft and an Xbox right now. This would be so huge. This would be like a 360 backwards compatibility moment. Is I don't want to hear about you bought another studio. I don't want to have talks about is Xbox buying Sega and whatever else. Like who cares? But if they picked up a studio that's just going to be doing this, I feel like that tells a completely different story, gives us way more to be excited about just in video games in general. It's not just it's here on Xbox. It's the games that you love wherever they were. Now they're on Xbox, or they're owned by Xbox, and they're coming back. Oh my gosh.
It's the best way to play.
Yeah. That, please. And they're coming to Game Pass.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yep. All right, Nintendo.
Nintendo, I want to repeat actually of last year. Everybody's going to have, I'm sure you guys' predictions will be some sort of Mario or Switch 2 or something like that. But Nintendo got me big time last year with the shadow drop of the year, which was Metroid Prime Remastered. Mm-hmm. I want them to do the exact same thing in the exact same way. Nobody knows it's coming, but Metroid Prime 2 Remastered shadow drop the sequel. So give it to me, Nintendo. I think that.
You know what you're getting though? You're getting Metroid Prime, or getting Metroid Other M remastered.
Can you imagine?
The logo pops up.
Kind of hope so.
Yeah.
That is what Nintendo would do.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime 2 remake.
I'm purposely kind of going off the path here. Like I do feel like we're probably going to get a Zelda remaster of some sort. Would love for that. Love for Twilight Princess to come back. Love for Wind Waker to come back. Sure, there's going to be a Mario game.
I want a Ocarina Time proper remake.
That would be the one for me. My wife actually wanted me to include Twilight Princess and Wind Waker remakes as her vote into this, because mine was I'm going to double down on one I said last year too. Wave Race as a new Wave Race title as a Switch 2 launch game.
Oh, give it to me. Yes.
Yeah.
And the gimmick with this Switch is it actually sprays water at you, and the only game it works with is Wave Race. It's a 4D.
It's all scents and smells
4DS.
and liquids.
The Nintendo 4DS. Nobody is expecting this.
I am 400% into that.
Smells and scents. That's what it is. The S's. Yeah.
That's no more physical game cartridges. You get scent cartridges.
Yes, please. How have we not thought of it? It took me podcasting with Mark to come up with the 4DS. Like that's just
4DS.
So wait, so it's smells, splashes, what else? Like flashlight, like a light, like
you're saying 4 S's? Oh god.
Yeah, 4 S's, 4DS.
That's too many S's.
Yeah. We can't.
That's good enough.
Talk about
I pass.
Ones. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Wave Race launch title. Good one.
Wave Race. Is it going to have like a weird name?
99.
Wave Race. That's what you're getting.
That would be the next.
That's what you're getting. You're getting Wave Race.
99. Wave
That's
Race
the answer to everybody.
Deluxe.
Yeah. What's the franchise everybody wanted? Oh, you're getting a 99 version of it. Oh, what is it? Mother Earthbound? Earthbound?
Oh my god, Mother 99.
99.
Dude, Wave Race 99 would rule. That'd be great.
It would be cool.
Yep.
Because I said awesome. Excite Bike 99 would be kind of fun and weird and goofy.
Yeah.
Todd, what do you have for Nintendo?
Oh boy, this is a tough one.
The Sideshow Bob stepping on a rake sound effect that Todd lets go anytime Nintendo's brought up is just. Let's hear it.
Say something nice, Todd. Say something nice.
I know. Yes, I will actually say something, and it will be nice. I think we're going to get a fall launch of the Switch 2. And the launch titles will be Mario Kart 9 coming out of the gates. It will be backwards compatible with the Switch 1, but they will launch Metroid Prime 4 only on Switch 2.
I love it. I love it. I think it's going to be called Mario Kart 10 or X or something. I think 9 is Tour.
World Tour is 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think though, because that's kind of how they got to 7. I think it surprised some of us. That was like the first time they had a this is a number. It's like, wait,
Yep.
there's 6 before this. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it
And
would be
I-
10.
And
Yeah.
the 10 double feet,
I think you're
the
right.
killer feature within 10 will be Demolition Derby.
Oh, like a
Oh, that'd be
exploding
cool.
carts
Just
and
ram
stuff
into
like,
each other?
like that
Yeah.
in the movie?
Yeah, you get damage. You've got to survive. Think of like
Absolutely.
a nicer version of Twisted Metal within Mario.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that'd be cool.
The second we saw the Super Mario movie, my wife and I both said that. Like that was
Yeah.
the gimmick for the next
Like
game.
Mad
It's
Max.
exploding carts, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
that'd be fun.
tracks.
Yeah,
Or tracks, destructible
Yeah,
tracks would be
destructible
amazing
tracks.
too. And
Yeah.
they've kind of
Powered
done
by the
that.
cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we had that back on the Wii, really, and not but like changing tracks, maybe not to explosive and whatever, but like that kind of tech to like change the terrain was seen in Excite Truck. Like they can do it; they can alter
Yeah, but
terrain on the fly.
but
like-
guys, Super Mario Kart 99. Just in the style of the Super Nintendo
yeah.
game. 90. Just
Yeah.
all of it. It all works.
all
You
99.
can't convince me otherwise. Donkey Kong
Yep.
99. It all works. If Tetris 99
or-
can work,
I'll play them all.
or the Flim Flam would truly be. It's not
Hell
even
yeah.
like a true Mario Kart. It's Mario Kart Maker.
yeah. Oh,
And so, like, well, you can make any track because we've done everything. We've given it all the tracks, but
Yes.
now you can make your own tracks.
I like it.
What was that one game? Trackmania? Was that the game Trackmania?
Yeah.
Where you had the crazy tracks and you
Mhm.
could make them and you could design them?
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Just want anything 99. That could be a
I
nice
should
Nintendo
stop.
podcast,
I should
or
stop because,
Nintendo
like,
prediction.
what was Todd's real prediction? I don't know.
What was
He
it?
said a lot
Yeah.
of things.
Mario Kart 10 Switch 2 launch. Yeah.
And
nice.
Metroid
Yeah.
Prime 4 exclusive, yeah,
Yeah.
on Switch 2.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, PlayStation.
Is it okay to predict that PlayStation is going to be boring this year?
That's fine.
I'm just kidding. That's not
kind of vague there, though.
That's not my
How
prediction.
boring will they be?
well, maybe I'll replace that with a very generic prediction here, but I would love to see it because I never lost my love for the Uncharted series. So whether you want to call it Uncharted 6 or 5 or whatever you want to call it, like the next Uncharted game featuring spoiler character from end of spoiler game that I'm talking about that some people know what I'm saying. Uncharted, we think has been shown already in a PlayStation commercial where there's a character in a cave and we all kind of know who that is. So I think we see it. I don't know if we get it, but I think that we see it. And it's confirmed to exist in the way that some of us think.
I can even add on to that, Sean. It's actually going to be a remake of Uncharted 1, but with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg.
No,
will be
you almost
replacement.
had me. You almost had me. Uncharted 1 is excellent. And
It is. It's a little clunky and dated, but yeah.
It's very, I mean, dude, we're going to be playing Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 later on this year. So
Yeah.
that I love the Uncharted games very much.
I
I'd
do
love to-
too. It's been
love to
too
see 'em
long.
Come back. Yeah.
Been too long.
Mm.
Mark, can I predict you'll finally get a PlayStation 5?
maybe we'll see. My prediction is going to go away a slight bit away from PS5 specifically and focus on PSVR 2, and I think they're going to get a killer app with God of War. I think throwing an axe and doing some of that visceral combat in VR would be absolutely killer. I think Ubisoft just proved that it's killer with Assassin's Creed, and I think we're going to see some really cool shit with PSVR and God of War.
Ooh, I like that. That's kind of like the new what is it? The new Quest 3 game. It's also on Quest 2.
Oh shoot, yeah, I know.
Asgard's Wrath 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think you're seeing things that are kind of like it, that like PlayStation can come up and be like, yeah, we see your Asgard's Wrath, but like, here's the real deal. Toss
Gotta do
this
something
axe
with
at a
VR.
giant monster's face.
Got to
Yeah.
do something with VR.
Yeah, that's it. And
pretty-
I think if they don't do that, I think that's a death knell for PSVR 2.
I will also hop on the VR train. I think they're going to announce a battery backpack and essentially do streaming from PlayStation 5.
Oh, Okay.
Kind of like Quest can stream to PC, where basically the PC is the beast. It's just using wireless, and it does great. That Steam Link works now with Quest 3. The Quest Link, whatever it's called as well, works fantastic. I've used it on my Quest 1. I think they should have done this at the first. I think they'll find a way to make it work. And if they do, it'll be fantastic. And I think it really gives them a new avenue. And I would also like to see them open up the hardware to PC and allow drivers so you can use it with your Steam library. I know they won't, but I think that's what they need to be. They need to be an option for PC, but they won't.
One question I'll have for that, because I haven't actually had the PSVR 2 hardware in my hand.
Oh, really?
Hardware-wise, can you, or are you thinking it plugs right into that? Can you detach the cable from the headset itself, or is it in? Like, is there a way to?
You can.
Yeah,
it's like you have to dig it out. It's not obviously easy. It's not like just from the back. I think they do it so it doesn't get yanked. But yeah,
because that would have been the big issue for me, is like having this however many feet long cable of like, then it's wrapped up and tucked in your pocket. I know like that's going to be Apple's solution is a battery pack that, you fit in your pocket, or you do whatever for the Vision Pro.
Or they do a cabled wrap or something and do it that way.
And that's, that's going to be launching in February. I've heard rumors that February 4th is the Vision Pro's launch date. So, I mean, I think that's the right way to go. If they can figure it out, if they can find some way to detach that super long cable and just plug some kind of battery pack in your pocket, let's go. Yeah, shit. It's time.
I would love that. Yeah. And I think we are finally going to get Astrobot, and it will be a dual release on PS5 and PSVR.
I like it.
So I'm bringing it back. It's an oldie but a goodie. All right. So lastly, third party. It's kind of open for everything. Sean.
It's kind of wide open. This is sort of an Xbox prediction, I suppose, but I'm going to say that Alan Wake 2 gets onto Game Pass in 2024. I think it's a big game. I don't know that we heard that it sold all that well, and I think we'll get a nice little boost to Alan Wake, of course, originally 360 exclusive. There's probably 1,000 reasons why this wouldn't happen, but I think it'd be really interesting to see this make its way onto Game Pass.
It's a Game Pass ass kind of game.
It kind of is, yeah.
I think it'd be a good get for Game Pass, and even they got to wait a couple of months. They gotta not burn everybody who just bought it before launching it in there. I feel like there's a handful of examples where that has happened in the past, where it's like, oh man, like really, I just got this game, and I don't know. I feel like even just crossing over into the new year, this could happen sooner rather than later, but be a good get for Game Pass. Yeah.
I think it's a great announcement for their showcase and saying, and it's on Game Pass now or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything I'd love to, I mean, this is again, more of an Xbox kind of thing. Just like, the focus has been for so long for games to come in day and date. And if it doesn't, then it's this wasted opportunity. But like, what if it was 6 months afterwards? Is there an opportunity for Uncle Phil to back up maybe a slightly smaller money truck and getting,
I think so.
Even a year later for Baldur's Gate? I don't know. I'm making up the timelines, but for some of these big games, just see like what games are. Even Grand Theft Auto 5 has popped up on Game Pass a number of times.
Oh yeah, keeps coming back.
More of that I think would be good. Again, more Xbox centric, but I'm going to choose Alan Wake. I would love to be able to predict with certainty or any semblance of confidence at all that Final Fantasy VII Remake, like for Xbox, shows up and it's into Game Pass. That would be really cool, while the rest of the world is playing Rebirth and all of that. And there's a lot of there was a big moment last year with Square and Xbox going like, we're friends now. So clearly some money was exchanged, and Final Fantasy 14 is coming to Xbox. Mm-hmm. But more of that. I was kind of trying to figure out what else could come from there, but I'm not sure about that. So I'm just, my gut is telling me Alan Wake for whatever reason.
I like it.
I think that'd be good.
Yeah. I think it's time for Xbox, because right now they have nothing dated yet in there. I think we're hearing that there's going to be a potential drop if we get a direct or a developer direct next week.
Yeah.
But I think it's good to have these games that fill the gaps until we get, when Hellblade's coming out. So I don't think it's a bad idea to have something that's like a present to Xbox gamers in February or March.
Yeah. That's how they do it. I feel like, and I'd love to do like maybe I'll do it on the Xbox Drive. Like we should look at Game Pass in 2023. Like off the top of my head, I feel like it wasn't that good, but maybe it wasn't. Like I shouldn't do that because I think looking at actually what really happened is maybe a better way to go about that. But the first stuff this month has been pretty good. So Game Pass, there's still so much there. So come on, Xbox, figure it out.
Definitely.
Okay, Mark, what you got for me?
I'm gonna go with Ubisoft for this one because we've talked about Ubisoft a couple of times, and Sean mentioned even Steve. I wasn't sure where I was going to go with this. This is the only one that I didn't have written down before we started recording. Riders Republic 2.
Nice.
It's announced and released this fall. It's announced around E3-ish, Game Award or Game, whatever the fuck Keeley does in the summer. That time. It gets announced then, but dropped right away in the fall. It's a good winter game that hopefully launches at a time when it can avoid some of the really big releases because those games can kind of get buried and stuff. But I think the first one had a lot of potential, and I think a sequel would just nail it, get rid of some of the bugs and the issues and whatever, and just have fun with it.
I got to add that to my whiteboard list. I actually have the first one, but I haven't played it.
Great game.
Okay. Last prediction. Wow. I'm kind of debating, but I'm going to say Resident Evil 9 will be announced. And I think it will potentially not be first person. I think it could go back to a third person perspective and relook at co-op. They did co-op in 5 and 6. 5 was really fun and enjoyable. 6, that game needs some help. Maybe that's the game they do for the next remake because it was kind of a crap fest. But I think it's time to try going back in third person in a new game and try co-op again. And I think they could do some really cool things. So I'm going to do a co-op first person or third person RE9 coming out in 2025.
All right.
I think it's pretty safe.
Oh, Sean.
No, it's like it's a safe. I don't mean it in that way. I think like you can count on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's been usually they announce one every year, and they have nothing announced for 2024. RE4 came out last year. So
I also think like the time is nigh for Resident Evil 5 to have its comeback tour.
Yes.
Like everybody poo-pooed on it. Like I don't think that generally speaking people like really celebrate that game. I feel like for whatever reason, maybe in the year of Space Marine 2, we can also get a remake for Resident Evil 5 and it be mostly acceptable for people. Yeah. I think that'd be really neat.
I think people didn't love now looking back at the questionable like place where it was at and the people you were killing.
Yeah, that might not work out so well now. See, and it's funny because that's probably the story now. I think back then it's like Resident Evil 4 is a tough act to follow, right? And it wasn't that game, but you're right. Yeah, good call.
I did enjoy it when I played it. I really did. I thought it was, oh my goodness, so good.
Yeah, I won't go there.
Oh well. Yeah.
Okay. That's yeah. Well, not so much of a safe bet.
That is a good probably place to stop. Thank you everybody for this look back at 2023 and looking forward to 2024. Hoping not to get banned across the interwebs and making great podcasts in the future. Sean. It's been great, and we know you've got an action-packed backlog in 2024.
It just got one game bigger tonight.
Sorry,
yep, absolutely, and your voucher. So let us know what your voucher will be when you decide.
Can't wait.
Maybe have everybody vote for it.
Hey, we'll make it an Extra Life thing.
I think so. I think so. Well, if you wait that long, won't it be expired?
I mean, people can donate now, so
okay,
we're gonna have our page set up right away here. So yeah, it's 2024. We'll be doing Extra Life again. So yeah, man.
Okay, well, very good. Tell people where they can find you.
Oh well, thanks for having me. This is a blast. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing next week? Just invite myself back.
Mark's doing a Star Wars podcast next week.
I'll be doing a Star Wars podcast next week.
You know what though? I just bought a couple Star Trek movies, so I might
you're always welcome to go on Charlie's Star Trek podcast too.
I just want to see Mark's face when I said Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
That's not the star thing that I like.
Palpatine turning into the Emperor right there. You can find me on Twitter at Sean Capri, Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants, Carpool Gaming everywhere. We've got podcasts for all the major platforms, Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, even RPGs has its own
those things.
podcast. So yeah, man, but regardless, none of that matters. It's just fun to hang with you guys. It's been way too long. I smiled the whole time. I'm just like, I'm laughing the entire time hanging out with you guys. And I'm just so impressed and proud of what you guys have done with Secret Friends Unite and this show and the thousands of other spawns that have come out from Todd's brain out into your friends and all the podcasts. So it's very cool to see you guys.
Thank you so much, Sean. It's been a pleasure. And we love what you guys do with Extra Life out there in Rome, New York. I know we haven't been able to attend, but we watch you.
I noticed.
Participate. We advertise for you.
Love to get you guys out there. Rome, New York, just around the corner.
Mark just needs to hop on that sea serpent and drive right in.
Sea serpent.
They start to get
Out in the
fussy when I
Atlantic.
want to go that far distance, though. They have to stop and eat some whales and stuff, and it's.
I took the train across the border from Toronto, man. It was a good time out in through
really?
Niagara Falls. Yeah. Yeah, you get off at the border. They have the dogs sniff your bags. It's amazing. That's real. It sounds like I'm joking. Wow. That's a real thing.
All right.
Yep. Good times.
Very, very cool. Mark, how can people find you?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at _Canardian. I'm not on X very much anymore, but you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and TikTok. And of course, hanging out on our Discord channel.
Absolutely. And you can follow me at Toxtra, at Secret Friends Unite on Threads, at Toxtra, and at Secret Friends U on Twitter and our Discord, and all things secretfriendsunite.com. Well, very good, gentlemen. It's been a journey. We survived. Can't wait to hear about Sean's future in the world of gaming. I know you've got a big event coming up in February when you do your reboot.
Yes.
So that's going to be exciting. So check out Sean's Patreon with Carpool Gaming. It's a great group of folks. They're awesome. Highly Canadian, though. So a little sus.
No.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, well,
just kidding.
Two of them just quit, so we'll have to see what
Aww. So are you doing interviews? Just kidding. Yes, we wish them luck.
We do have the next chapter has written is what I've been saying. So
perfect.
More to
okay.
come. But yes.
Well, very, very good.
Yeah,
We're exciting. Everyone
quitters.
Well, we hope everyone has an awesome 2024. We're in for a great ride and more great games to play. Woo. And remember, folks, it's always better to game together.
This podcast is part of the Secret Friends Unite podcasting network. Visit secretfriendsunite.com for more great shows, articles, news, reviews, and more. Secret Friends Unite podcasts are available on Apple, Google, Spotify, and other podcast services around the world. If you'd like to be part of the conversation, you can join us on Facebook or our new Discord server, or follow at Secret Friends U on Twitter. Please subscribe to Secret Friends Unite on YouTube and visit our merch store at tpublic.com. Just search Secret Friends Unite. Thanks for listening.